Gahnawage and welcome to another episode of Sawana Aoriwa, Gahnawage's independent news and current events program.
And we'll be bringing you up to date on all that's happening in and around the community.
In recent headlines, it's been nearly 2 years since Operation Cancun was executed in Gahnawage. Since then, most of the individuals indicted in the alleged crimes have passed through the court system.
However, there are still a remaining few, and the latest update on this issue is Gahnawage's Darren Mucci Goodleaf was acquitted of all charges against him. We go now to an interview with his lawyer, Philip Schneider. Philip, could you give us an update on Darren Mucci Goodleaf? I understand that he was acquitted on all charges this week.
That's correct. On Monday in front of Judge Bisson in Longueuil, he was acquitted of the charges that were laid against him well over 2 years ago, which were the charges of trafficking in marijuana, conspiracy to traffic in marijuana, and conspiracy to assist an organized crime group to traffic in marijuana. All the charges were dismissed. There was not enough evidence to obtain a conviction in that file. In fact, as far as I'm concerned, he should have never been charged to begin with. He just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, sitting with the wrong person in the wrong vehicle. But he was simply present when other people were doing transactions in terms of verbal talks and negotiations, which he wasn't even a party to, and which he didn't even hear while they were talking. But because he was under surveillance, or the other people under surveillance, and he was seen with them every so often, he got swept up in the raid on everybody else. Mm-hmm. I think it's important that we're dealing with a small community, the community of Gahnawage. Everybody knows everybody. I think it's important that everybody in the community realize that just because somebody's charged with something doesn't mean they're guilty. There really is a presumption of innocence, and unfortunately, it took well over 2 years before Mucci was able to clear his name, but it was cleared honorably and properly, and I think that that's an important lesson to be drawn from this. Wait until the case is over before anybody's judged, because I think he had a pretty rough time supporting these accusations over that period of time, and as other people who've been charged and ultimately acquitted know in that community, it's very difficult. So I think it should always be kept in mind. Until a court convicts somebody, assume this person is not guilty of something.
In other news, K103 Radio announced earlier this week that they have acquired notable Montreal radio personality Ted Bird.
Actually, when I went in on Monday morning to do my show with Lori on the noon hour, I met him, and he seemed really pleasant. But so where did he used to work? Because I'm not too familiar, so I mean, I've heard of him before, and I think I remember seeing something on CTV called Bird's Eye View. And of course, I heard of him like working in the Montreal radio business, but I'm not sure where. So
it was, from what I understand, he was the morning man over at Chaume for many years.
Wow.
Yeah, he worked in tandem with Terry DeMonte. He worked at Chaume. He worked over at the former Mix 96, which is now Virgin.
That's what I was going to say. Was he ever on Mix 96?
Yeah.
Because I think I remember him with Terry.
That's right.
Was it Terry and Ted?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
And
it's all coming back to me.
Yeah, and then he moved back to Chaume. Terry left, and then they had a couple changes, and Ted decided to leave Chaume, and he's at K103. So it's very exciting.
That is really different.
I think it's really good.
Yeah.
I mean, as we know and we've seen over the last little while, K103 has been struggling financially, and of course with over the years they've had a lot of different management and
different hosts
so
and
it's
DJs
so it's always been a revolving door, a revolving door anyway. So I think whether you love him or hate him, it doesn't really matter, because people are talking about K103 and people are going to be tuning in. There's a lot of different issues that people are talking about in the community, everything like from good and bad.
Right.
So there's pro and anti for bringing him to work at K103. But like I said, at the very least, I think that it's going to be interesting, and people are actually going to be tuning in, and it's generating a lot of discussion. And people are talking
and you
about
work there, so you must kind of be hearing a lot of feedback too on.
Oh, quite a bit. As a matter of fact, I got a chance to have breakfast with him a couple of times already, and nice guy. He's really looking forward to not only working in the community, but also working for the community, being a part of different events. And like anybody who works in radio, they know what side his bread is buttered on. You know, he's part of this community, but not from this community.
Right. So who is going to be on the morning program that's from our community?
We have Java, who's going to be on the morning program. They have the addition of Paul Grafe, who's on there. It's going to be kind of like a loose kind of presentation from what I understand. Meaning loose that there's going to be community members who are going to be invited to come on the program. That's the focus. The focus is about we're waking up Ganawag and we're helping the best way possible.
Anchoring the day, anchoring the day.
We'll see how that all goes, and we wish them all the best of luck.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Okay.
So don't go away. We'll be back right after this quick message.